Okay, so here we go with Shon-Ho's turn. First we check supply. They are in supply everywhere. Well, let's see about this guy. This guy has to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's in supply. The next thing to happen is naval movement. I am going to move 1 naval force, and I'm going to start constructing a minefield right there in this X. Because I'm only moving 1 unit, it doesn't cost me any oil. Next would be the air movement phase. I am just going to change base with some air units. And they're going to change base to this carrier. Okay, next would be the movement phase, I believe, for ground units. Yep, land movement phase. First thing you do during land movement phase is rail movement. Units can both move by rail and move. I am going to move my rail capacity for Shon-Ho is just 5. I'm going to send 1 guy to here. That cost me 1. And then, I believe you can see this. I'm going to move 1 infantry unit to here. And another infantry unit is going to go, you probably can't see this, but it's going over to a port city at the far end of my country right there. My state right there. My region. Oops. Okay. Oh. Okay. That's everything I'm going to rail. Regular movement. It's going to go like this. I'm going to move a 5-6 and a 2-6. I'm going to move them. Oh, drats. Well, that's a problem. Okay, well, I am going to... This guy's going to break down into 3-1-5s. Sorry, I meant to do that before I got started here. Then this guy's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. This guy and that guy will move to here. This fellow's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. This guy will do the same. So 2 5 5s. Okay. Oh, that guy can't go there. He has to go here. Then this guy's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to here. This guy's going to go 1, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. This guy's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. Okay, so we're just trying to break across this river. That's our primary goal. We have this guy surrounded. Got 7 and 6 and 10. Actually, I might move this guy here. It allows me to get this guy into here. Okay, so no, never mind. So this guy is not attacking, actually. He does not have attack supply. But all of these guys do. His zones of control are still working to keep him surrounded. So we've got 12 and 8 for a total of 20 versus 2. So that's really like a 10 to 1. Okay. This is going to be a mechanized attack. I don't see any rules against a mechanized attack on across a river. I'll think that over in the future and see whether or not I want to keep with that. So we're basically attacking at the highest possible odds on the mechanized combat results table. That's a 5, which means an overrun. And overrun is, what am I showing you? Here we go. Overrun is eliminate the defending units with a total printed defense strength equal to at least half the defending forces' total printed defense strength. Surviving defending units retreat 3 hexes. Attacking mechanized units may pursue 3 hexes. Attacking non-mechanized units may pursue 1 hex. So we're going to get a nice bridgehead over the river. Before I forget, I'm going to reduce one of the supply units right here. This guy's eliminated. I'm going to cross with this guy and this guy. This guy's going to go 1, 2, 3. This guy's going to go 1, 2 to here. Okay, so then comes the ground movement segment, the second ground movement segment. I believe that's going to allow me to move this guy to here. That's where he should have moved in the first place. And I believe that's the end of Shon-Ho's move. Okay, I left off last night about 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to continue on now. I'm going to do the Ubo's minor country move right away. It doesn't matter. Neither side has any alliances, so there's no possibility of anyone else getting involved. There's no one who's declared war on them, so I'm going to just go ahead and move Ubo. I have modified the zone of control rules slightly. The cost to move from one to exit a zone of control is now to move from one zone of control to another zone of control, or even if that were like this. I don't remember where that was. I think it's here. You do have to pay 1 movement point to exit an enemy zone of control until you go to the 9.3 rules. Unless there's someone left behind in the hex. So that's why I'm using the zone of controls right now. In terms of infantry, they don't pay 2 movement points to enter forest unless they're going through an all forest hex site. So this guy goes 2, 3, 4, 5. That's his move. I am going to move this guy here, and I'm going to leave this guy back there. That's it for them. Now, we need to move on to... Here, we'll pause for a second. Okay, continuing on. We're going to just go ahead with the Welland turn. I don't see anyone else on the board who wants to move anything in particular this movement phase. They do, the countries that aren't at war yet do have an opportunity to move twice during this 6-month period. Welland is up against a country that pulled the partisan outcome for their forces. Everything here that's flipped over is a 1-5 that's a partisan cadre. Partisan cadres cannot move. They have absolutely no effect on the game in any way while they're cadres. At any point in time, the player controlling V1 can roll a die, and on a 1 or a 2, it can flip one of these cadres over like that, and at that point it becomes a partisan unit. Partisan unit has a zone of control in the same hex that it occupies, therefore can block supply along highway, stuff like that. The partisan units cannot attack other units. They can defend, and that's about the extent of it. Now, a partisan cadre has a defense factor of 4. So that makes them pretty tough to wipe out. They are not they're not impacted by they can only be attacked on the attrition table. They're not affected by a DW. All right, I was interrupted again. So continuing on, they're not affected by a DW result, and if you get another result that forces an attack or loss, they don't have to lose more than 1 point. Well, they don't have to lose any more than the number of cadres or cadres combined with partisan units that are in the hex. In this case, there's just 1 unit. They are affected by terrain, so this guy's not only a 4, he's doubled to an 8. So wiping him out would be a little difficult. However, even if that guy turned into a partisan unit, as long as I have a unit in the same hex as they have no effect. So, I need to figure out what I'm doing. To some extent, these guys are just going to move on and head for over here. But looks like I wish that I had an infantry unit over there. So I'm going to find one. And let's see, I have no naval movement. I have no air movement. And so I'm just looking for an infantry unit if I have an extra one lying around. Yeah, they're pretty low on units on infantry. I guess all their infantry must be down off the board here in this country down here. Let's see, there's just one infantry unit there. Huh. Okay, I need to pause here and double check that. Very interesting. Welland indeed has only one infantry unit on the board, and I stuck it clear down in Palestine, off the board. You can't see it. So I'm going to go, let me see if I got a transport down there. Yes, I do. All right, so I can move one air or naval unit without needing to pay an oil factor. So I'm going to move him out. Let's see. To exit a port for a transport costs eight movement factors. They have a total of 35. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. They can make it to here, but they cannot disgorge their troops. They don't have enough movement factors left. 32, I need 3. It takes, I've got 3 left. Well, I can disgorge them at the end of the turn. So there's that. There's additionally a 5 movement point to cross from here to here. So 33, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So hopefully I can start to get that under control. First move, we are going to send a force to completely bypass. Okay, so it's 1 to move into here, and then now it's a half. So that's 2, and it's a half, 1.5, and then 10 movement points along this road, which is another 5. So that's 6.5 to here, 7, 8. No, counting that wrong. 1/2, 1.5. They are off map in that space in between. Then these guys are going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's it. Okay, so then I could move V1 now, and I'm not going to have them do anything at this point. They'll just continue to maintain that threat. They're all in, they're mostly in doubling positions. And they're going to be hard to take out, and I can bring them on whenever I feel like it. So that's essentially the end of the movement portion of the turn. I don't see anything else that I want anyone to do. Well, tell you what, I might have some of these other countries perform some mine laying around their countries. And that's it. But they won't do more than one at a time, because that way it won't cost them any fuel. So that's the end of this turn. And we'll go on to the next diplomatic... No, not the next diplomatic phase. To the next movement, the next turn in just a minute.